Now then, welcome back to another episode of the Hypermine Vanilla server. Today we are possibly seeing a little change. This, well, you probably noticed the change by now. I've got a shaders installed. That means I've got Optifine in and I've got a shaders package. The reason for this one-off episode, I have to say it's a one-off because I don't want you to think that I'm suddenly going into full-on shaders all the time in vanilla. But I came to the conclusion that I wanted to have a look around with shaders on. So this is a shaders world tour, as it were. I've been watching Jan Doncom do some streaming, and she does it very regularly, and on the Hypermine server very regularly too, using the shaders mod to have a look around. And I wanted to have a look around my area with the shaders mod on, just to see how it looks like from my point of view, because, well, obviously she moves the camera around where she's moving the camera around, and I want to look at things that I want to look at properly. So I thought we'd do today as the 25th episode of this season of Hypermine Vanilla to have a look around at the stuff that we've built so far. That, and also there's quite a lot of work still needs to be done. Quite a lot of work still needs to be done. Now, you might notice in the top corner that it has my frame rate there at the minute. Now, normally when playing vanilla with shaders, I tend to get around about 200 frames or more. 200 to 600 is the standard without the shaders on. About 200 with the shaders on, sometimes drop into about 100 with the shaders on. And now I'm recording, it's gone right down to 17 or 18. So we're going to have to be careful of that. Another reason why I can't use shaders all the time is the frame rate loss. But I thought I'd just come and have a look around and see different places that I've built over the course of the season so far with the shaders on. And just look how clear and beautiful this looks, and how hot and sunny the desert looks around us, and how those lighting effects that I added into the pyramid just like glow so well during this time of day with the shaders on. And I have a feeling that the best time of day to look at this is just after midday, when the sun's just over there pointing directly at the pyramid. But this is what we've got right now. I have been doing some work inside the pyramid, but it's not really a lot, and with the shaders on it's hardly worth showing because it becomes so dark and gloomy in here with the shaders on. That's the one thing about shaders mod we don't like. But I've done all this clearing out and sorting out and stuff, and this looks a lot better without the shaders, I can assure you. But with the shaders, we've got all the darkness, all the dark shades and all that. It does kind of have a cool pattern going on about it. Yeah, it's a lot brighter and cleaner looking when there's no shaders. So we'll avoid the insides of places. And then you come outside and it's bright. But that's cool still. I like to do it, but I'm just planning on doing it this once. I'll play vanilla with vanilla textures and vanilla shaders, as it were, most of the time. But look how beautiful the place looks. Let's go on a little tour, a little world tour, as it were, of the area around here. Take a look at the scenery, the scenic setting, the beauty of this desert area, in as much as we can see. All of this water in the middle of the desert, kind of annoying. I think, oh, I kind of want to get rid of it all. But doesn't it look realistic and beautiful? It does look good, doesn't it? I like it. It does look really good. And all the shades and everything. And soon we'll be seeing the city that will be starting to form around here as well. We'll see buildings and stuff popping up. But there's a lot to be said for shaders. I like the shaders. Yep, I do. Come on, load up. It's because I'm recording as well. There we go, look. But the other thing that shaders don't seem to take into account is the sea lanterns effect. The sea lanterns don't seem to have that dull down when they're glowing like that. They kind of over the top glow. Yeah. But look over the desert. Doesn't the desert look wonderful? Desert looks hot and dry, apart from all the shiny water surfaces. Like it's the beautiful hot day, which of course it is in Minecraft right now because it's not raining. So let's go and have a look around the place. I want to see around the place a little bit. I want to explore some of the deeper reaches of my build and see what we can find that looks cool in this shaders. So, first things first, the market square. How beautiful! I kind of don't like that because of all the shiny stuff. I mean, you can't build it without the light, can you? You can't build it without light sources because mobs will spawn everywhere. But with the shaders, the light sources just are a bit too much, so it's a bit gross. Torches are bearable, but they still leave these little sections where they're very well lit. But anyway, let's try and ignore some of the lighting effects and look at some of the shading effects that we get as we're walking around. It does feel a hot, humid, busy bazaar, doesn't it? Yeah, I like it a lot. And then further on in with the iron golem guards, we've got some of the builds that I've created. The Oak Tavern, the Dark Oak Pub, is looking okay. This structure here looks quite nice. I like. It does have some kind of shading effects, and it looks like somebody's been doing some farming while they've been around. Yeah. And what's this? This is carpet on top of glowstone, which makes a very bright effect. But it does look good. The main thing that I've got a lot of shade in here because there's lots of overhanging parts and bits and pieces. Loads of overhanging bits. So there's lots of shade being cast down all over the place, which is potentially not the sort of look that I was after. But still, it does look beautiful. Still looks good. I like the long busy street. You get a good view of the houses all the way down and the busyness of everything that's going on. And down this side as well, yeah. So I like that. I like the way the tower sticks out like so. Does have a good look about it. Yeah. I do think that the place looks very good in shaders. Gives it a little bit more realism than with normal Minecraft. But at the same time, there's those spots in shaders that makes it look pretty dank. Just make unrealistic. I like the way that all the wheat and everything is all waving about in the field as the farmer's collecting all the wheat. And as the sun goes down for the day, I like the way that everything kind of lights up. It does come into its own when it's getting to the end of the day, the dusk side of things. But of course, all the internals are very, very dark. Apart from the torches everywhere, lighting it all up. It does look very, very dark and dingy in here. But then again, I suppose that's a thing. That should be a thing. Let's go up into the roof space and have a look around from up here. This is another way that I wanted to look at the place. Yeah. It's now getting dark. The sun's going down, so we'll see very little. The server's also about to restart, of course, when I start recording and get the server restarting every few hours. Let's go up to the highest point that I can reach. Highest point of the city so far. And just check it out at night time as night falls over the place. As the sun sets on the horizon. What is this place going to look like? Very glowy over there. Very glowy over there. But still. Just the little twinkles here and there. Quite nice. I think the lighting being just torches on the floor obviously doesn't work, but some of the hidden lighting here and there will make things look nice. And then we go into the dusky areas where the moon comes up, and it's quite a picturesque moment, isn't it? Quite a picturesque moment. And then all of a sudden, boom, all the lighting that I've put in there just glows awfully at us, doesn't it? The glow. You can see the glow from miles away. And it does look like a busy market area during that kind of height of the night where all of the city lights are still on and everybody's still up and busy and awake. But there are some things over there that just stand out as too bright. But that's shaders for you. I'm actually using the shaders, Zeus shaders at the minute, Zeus Ultra. So let's see what it looks like at night from a different point of view. Mr. Meeps. Let's see what Mr. Meeps looks like. You kind of get a bit more of a haze, a little less glow from some of the sea lanterns and stuff. It does take an awful long time to load the world back in as well. But then you've got this like horrid checkerboardy thing. Best warm soap before we go to sleep for the night. That the server's about to restart. Alright, we've had the server restart. And I've changed to the Mr. Meeps, and it's about midday-ish. Where's the sun? Where's the sun when you want it? I guess it's behind me somewhere. Aha. Yeah, it's just over midday. And this is more how I envision the place, to be honest. This is much more subtle with the lighting. You see over there the banners are clean and visible. The lighting isn't overpronounced by the sea lanterns, thanks to the shaders mod. And some of the areas down there, all brilliant white light. And it's just got that glow to it, which the shaders mod adds nicely. And what else have we got in the little bag of tricks? The CUDA. Some pretty famous ones, as it were. The kind of the most used ones. They're now built into Optifine as well. But look how bright and colourful that then becomes. That becomes a sheen of white sand, which is definitely not what I wanted. But it doesn't pick out too much stuff, does it? It's got some good advantages, like check out the sugarcane field over there. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? But it's all far, far too white and bright and scorchy to the eyes, I think, this particular pack. But it's still a nice look at the place. I like the place still. It gives you a little bit more colour. This one. The other one that we've got in here that I've put on is the vibrant shaders. And we thought that one was vibrant and colourful. This one, well, let's just have a look at that. Whoa! That is quite realistic in a way, but it's very, very bright in other ways, isn't it? Everything's very, very bright and orange, and yeah. I couldn't play like this like constantly. I couldn't pitch myself up to look at the game like this constantly. I don't think it adds anything to me, my playing style. I like vanilla. I do. I've played it for so long now that I like vanilla. I've had a vanilla series on my channel forever. For every single week almost, I've had a vanilla episode going out ever since I started, depending on which server I was on or whatever. But this is kind of colourful. It's kind of nice to be colourful like this. It's fairly good. It does hit my frame rate a lot better as well, though. Oh yeah, Jan did come and do some petitioning and stuff. There's a thing around here as well. Unfortunately, Jan did not get her wish to become a beam partner, but she did come and put these cobblestone things here, and Jan for beam partner didn't quite work out for her, but never mind. But yeah, the sea lanterns don't glow too much in this pack, so I think that could just be the Zeus setup. And how the beams of light come through the place. Look at that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? You're liking it, ain't you, dude? Ain't you liking it? But then we get into the shadowy night again. And at night, this place actually looks more vibrant in this particular shaders pack. Almost like I've been through city streets and marketplaces at night. And that kind of lighting effect you get when the sun's going down on a city. You feel it. You feel the atmosphere still around. People are still busy. The lights are still on all over the place, and it feels good. It looks good, but there's this kind of shade to it. So this particular shaders pack does highlight the night time very well. And then soap makes it day, probably. Soap just made it day. So yeah, that's pretty good. I like this though. And I do like looking at the place, but I think I will be back to vanilla very soon. But what do you want to build this episode? What do I want to do this episode? Well, I was kind of finishing off the pyramid, but I also want to do so many other projects around the place. I don't know what I want to do today exactly. So for a start, let's just take the shaders off altogether and stick it back to internal. There we go. Done. Back to normal. There we go. Back to normal. And the brightness, the clean brightness. No shadows and shades and trying to make it something that it isn't. It's very difficult to watch, I'm sure, when you see shaders all the time. But it is nice to see those cinematics every now and again. Those places, those little views of places. And yeah, that's a good thing. As always, a very good thing. Alright, so over we go. Let's go back to the temple. And let's see what we can do over there today. Well, I've been testing out some ideas. Unfortunately, though, a little thing called the EU referendum has taken effect and has taken up a lot of my attention. I'm not amazingly over-the-top political, and I hardly ever talk about things in my videos. But this is one of those big things that has happened just recently, and I'm not going to break my my norm. I'm not going to mix the fun of Minecraft with the politics of the Euro. I am going to complete the tour today, so I'm going to head over to spawn so we can see what the lighthouse looks like in shaders. Oh, it's a beautiful day outside. Why so dark and gloomy in here? Shaders, man, shaders. All the bright lights in here, you think that they would add a huge amount of light to it, but they can't because the glowstone and torches outside would take stupid effect. Never mind. Alright, so, check it out. The harbour of Hypermine, part of my Shaders World Tour. The final little section. Look at that over there. The beautiful lighthouse, all shiny and bright. And, Jan for being partner. Sorry, Jan. Sorry, Jan. You know nothing, Jan Snow. Right, so what have we got over here? Oh, look, there's the ship in the background, the Ector ship. Oh, look at that for epic build as well. Ideally suited next to each other. Look at that. That's pretty cool, look. But the shaders does add a beautiful depth and detail to this kind of more exposed area. In my place over in the desert, the pathways aren't so wide, the buildings are overhanging a lot more, and no matter which direction the sun seems to shine from, it always casts shadows everywhere. But this place is looking wonderful, beautiful in this case now. I have an iron golem guard over on my side now as well. Look, there must be so many villagers squatting at my house now that they have spawned an iron golem over here as well. Yep, they're still squatting, aren't they? He's still squatting. And where's the iron golem? Yeah, they're all over here. They're all around here now. They're all around here now. Man. But doesn't it look like a beautiful view of the ocean? Beautiful ocean view. Yes. They love jumping over this little bit. Whoa! I forgot about that hole. Yep, my sand hole. When I needed sand before. Dang. I should fill that in. I reckon I should fill that in. Forgot all about that. The villagers jump over here and they go, oh, door. Let me go find the door. Oh, look at all the things. Yes. And then I open the gate. But you can't get in. So there's 3 new ones been attracted to this area since I cleared them all out last time. Took a while to clear them all out as well. And there's some more that came in through this way. Probably came in through this side. Down here, through the main gate. Yep, just walked straight in and started squatting at the lighthouse. At least they like it. What? He likes that so much, he's just staring right at the wall. Yep. Okay, so as the sun sets over the beautiful ocean, and look at that ship, man. Look at that. Isn't that epic looking? That's awesome. I like it. Let's go. Should we go up to the top of the lighthouse? Nah, let's just stay around this point so we can see the Hypermine server from here. And isn't it looking wonderful? And looking busy and nice. And all the shade stuff all just sort of kicks in and makes the place look lovely. Yeah, I like it. And check it out at night time. Hypermine Port Harbour at night. But what have I got over here? This place at night is fairly dark and gloomy because I don't have a lot of lights on the outside. Never mind though, eh? Thank you for joining me on today's Whirlwind tour, my shaders tour. Just to have a look around with shaders on once in a while would be nice. Just to get those cinematic shots of different places using the shaders mod. What is casting a shadow? Wow, the town hall's casting a shadow all the way over here at me. That's some big shadows. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you. Yes, thank you once again for watching another episode of the Hypermine Vanilla server. I will see you next week with some more. Don't forget to check out the Hypermine Unstable if you're not already. And check out the Reddit page and see what all the other people are building on the server and how wonderful they all look. For now, though, that is it for today's episode. Thank you very much. See you in the next